Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Friday, April 6, 2018, and today we're going to be working on a Mod Podge project using napkins. N does Craft Ninja asked yesterday in the comment section if I could do one for you all, and so that's what we'll be doing. It was inspired by yesterday's project, which was an inspiration from this little thrift store find. So I use napkins to cover my cover, but my piece is in the room, the living room, with my boyfriend who's sleeping. So if you hear any noise in the background, like a rooster crowing, that's him ignoring his alarm. You know how we hit snooze 1,000 times? Well, yep, you're gonna witness it if you can hear that at all. So what you're gonna need, some sort of applicator and these sponge brushes. Got a big bag of them, probably on clearance from somewhere, I don't remember, but these are Darice. If that matters to you all, you can go to the Dollar Tree and get them as well. You're going to need some plastic cellophane wrap, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. I have a cup of water just to dip my brush in case I need the paint to be a little bit thinner. And then you're going to need some Mod Podge. You can use matte or glossy, whatever you want. And I know a lot of people tend to take their Mod Podge and pour it into their cap. I don't like to do that because it can and has gotten stuck. And this has been used before, so the seal, I'm going to have to break the seal again. But I just peel mine over and stick my brush directly in. It works better for me. I don't like for my lid, the rim, to get wet. You can also run it under warm water if it does get stuck, because it's glue, so it's working fairly well. You can pick this up from the Dollar Tree, not this big one. You can pick up a small tube from the Dollar Tree or Target's Dollar Spot. I haven't seen it at Joann's for $1, or Joann Fabric for $1, but I have seen it at Dollar Tree and Bullseye Playground. And then you're gonna need a napkin, and you're gonna need something to Mod Podge. So what I want to do, I'm trying to keep most of the projects fairly inexpensive. You can stop by your local Dollar Tree if you have a Dollar Tree near you. If you don't, you can use whatever you like. We're gonna use canvas, and we're gonna be using this Guest Towel Fall Cornucopia. I think it's going to be very nice. And what I want to do, I want to take the entire napkin and attempt to apply it on more than one piece of canvas, and then cut it in half and have two pieces out of one napkin. Alright, so we'll probably use the larger canvas, and this is a 5 by 7 inch, so perfect for your artwork. If you are truly an artist and you're just starting out, you can definitely do that. So we're not going to worry about cutting anything yet or pulling any plies apart. We're just going to leave the napkin here, and we're just going to figure this out. I guess you can measure it out if you want to, but you know I don't ever do anything the nice and easy way, right? So I think this will be fine for us, because if you can see right here, this is wide enough for two pieces. Okay, and this is a 2-piece, which is really good. So this was like 50 cents a piece if you are counting your coin. This is really cool. It sometimes, I'm not sure if you buy value pack canvas. I do, because in my head I am an artist. I can draw and paint beautiful masterpieces like Picasso. And when they come, sometimes they don't come all sealed in, but this is from the Dollar Tree, and it was sealed in. I'm not sure who the maker of this is. Let's see. It just says canvas panel. Okay. Canvas primed in Cambodia, assembled in China. If you all know what that means, or you have a theory, let me know. I have my own theory, of course. I have a theory about just about everything, right? But let me know what you really think that means. Okay, so now what we have is we have this, and I'm going to turn over the canvas and tape them together just so I'm not pulling them apart. Alright, when you do this, I would definitely recommend using some painter's tape, but I don't feel like going to get the painter's tape, so I'm just going to use some double-sided tape and not peel off the back. You know, I was thinking here, sitting here thinking with a meme, that moment when you realize you don't have all your craft supplies that you need on hand where you're crafting at. Crazy. All right, so there we are. I hope y'all enjoy your Friday. I have a few errands to run. Always craft errands. Never really important errands. But today I do need to go to the grocery store and get some groceries. So that is going to be exciting. My little roommate thinks that he's a big boy. So he tells me when we get to the store, "Mommy, I walk." Like he's negotiating with me whether he can get in the cart or walk. So I'll tell him no. And he's like, "Hold hand." Like he'll say, well then, you know, basically he's saying, "Hold my hand." Alright, so I'm cutting this. And he got into my room yesterday. I don't lock the door so that people can't come in. But I was down, not paying attention, away from where I should have been, and he got into a lot of stuff, which is not good. Okay, so you just cut this away. Now we're going to get real fancy for about 5 seconds, and then we're going to go back to normal mode. Okay, this is how it's going to be, and we are going to fussy cut this out. Okay, I'm gonna fussy cut all it out, and I think I have some brown paper. Now what I have learned over the course of crafting is you really want to paint a white canvas even if it's going to stay white. Now, does that really matter for us since we're using a napkin? It does not matter, but it does matter because you want it to still stay true to its original format. But I think I'm going to just take some, I'm going to stamp like some letters or fall or something like that, so we don't have to worry about that. So, you know, just be mindful of that. You can even take these and put them in other spots. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut this portion off, and I'm going to try my best to do some detailed fussy cutting, which you all know this is my favorite part of crafting, right? And I'm just going to show just a small amount of that. Do you need to be super precise? It's your project. You decide. And you're wondering why I haven't pulled the napkin apart yet. Well, the lady that I watched before, she did like amazing. She was like, cut your project down first. Do not cut off. Don't pull the layers or the plies off yet. Wait until you do that. So that's what we're doing. We're just going to wait that out, and this is probably going to be a longer video, but I don't want it to be too long. We're at 8 minutes. So it's probably going to be a longer video just because we're going, you know, pretty step by step in detail, but I'm going to save you the problem of hearing me cut this out. Alright, so I'm just doing some fine tuning right here. You really won't be able to tell because it is going to be on a white background, kind of like a turkey in my opinion. But I wanted to get as close as possible into the crevices just because that is the crazy person in me that does that. And I was sitting here thinking in my head, my scissors, he did something to them yesterday. I'm not sure what they are, but they're not cutting properly. And they're supposed to be like non-stick, non-this, but something's definitely off with them right here. I feel like it's a, I don't know. So I bought that Fiskars scissor sharpening thing, but I probably won't use these in there. I mean, they're still working fairly well. And I know some of you are like, why are you using those scissors anyway? You need this. These scissors give me great control. As you all know, I'm left-handed. So, and most of my scissors are right-handed scissors. I only have a few left-handed scissors. One is a Ganger is I think it's German. Those things are like super expensive. And one day I was enjoying fabric, my boyfriend and I, pre-baby. This is when he used to really feed the addiction of crafting. They had like a clearance on them. So if you've ever been enjoying fabric, you know that some of the stuff they just have like a pretend tag and you have to take it to the front. So I took 2 up there because I was like, these are things are like I think they went sell for like $5 or $6. And I assume that each tag represents the quantity that they have on hand. The lady only gave me 1 pair, and she said, I can't find the other ones. Needless to say, they were left-handed. Scissors or tape, rotary cutter or something like that. So I was excited about that. Alright, so here we are, almost finished, and I'm just trying to move this down. You know, I watched an old video because someone commented on one of my older videos, and I was watching it, and my desk is crazy, but the goal was to clean it and not have a messy desk. And so that's what I told myself when I came home. I was like, yes, you're gonna do this, you're not gonna have a messy desk, blah blah blah. Yeah, we'll see how that works out in the future once I actually get it all together. I have started packing up yarn that I'm not going to be using right away. And don't tell anyone, but I've been trying to find the yarn that everyone keeps showing that they found for 50 cents, those Barnett pop cakes or whatever. And I'm like, you don't need it. And I don't need it. It's always the thrill of the hunt, right? Anyway, let me finish. I'm going to clip this down right here just a little bit. Then we'll start with the glue. Okay, so here we are. Just setting this up so it's a little bit more easier for me. You don't have to keep seeing my arm go back and forth over there. And now what I want to tell you all is that Modge Podge it's probably one of the first things I learned about with crafting. I did another canvas, and I want to tell you that we will not be sealing this today. Not in the room, because I have this spray bottle of Modge Podge. It is a clear acrylic sealer. You will need something to seal off your project, but you know, you can either use some type of paint. You can even use fingernail polish, but I don't have any fingernail polish. You could probably make your own Modge Podge as well as sealer, but I don't have any. I won't be doing any of that, like making any home brews. So I'm going to seal this once I finish recording. I'm not going to seal it in the room. I don't want to spread it can. And so now what I'm doing is I'm just finding a good spot to try to pull the ply apart. And really good napkins have like 4 or 5 plies, 2 or 6 plies or whatever. And this one tells you right here 2 ply. And this is usually at Wally World for $2, and I got it for $1. I was like, yes, this is awesome. I can definitely do some decoupaging and maybe some napkin swapping later on. You know, I've only did 2 napkins. I did 1 napkin swap with Kathy, Dust Bunny Trail Jones. I think that's her handle. And then I think I granted 2 wishes. And I was thinking, I bet these ladies think that I'm an alcoholic because I And I'm just slowly pulling this apart. If you can find one on the bottom, it would be a lot easier versus the top, but we didn't cut any of this off, so that is why I started from there. I just tried to find a spot that I could pull from, and it should be fairly easy. Now the paper towels or napkins that have more than one ply, you get lucky because, or the higher quality ones I should say, you would have another piece. Like it would be this one, the original, the first layer, first ply, and then this would have a print on it as well, but you know, we didn't get that today. We got this one. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I am going to bring you guys all down just a smidgen and put this back here, and we're going to start right here. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to, you don't need to see me how I dip my brush, but I'm dipping the brush in the water first, and I'm going to dry it off just a little bit, and I'm using the ply to do it. And then we're going to dip it in our paint. And this can be messy. As you all know, I don't really care to get my hands really wet when it comes to certain craft projects. I would prefer not to have my hands get sticky and gooey and inky and painty. I just have a problem with that. I have I don't know if it's a phobia, but I just don't like it. Let's just leave it right there, okay? But why I don't do it. Okay, and so now I am going to put that right there, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this clean and I'm going to smooth it down just like that. Our hands can be too strong when it comes to this, so I learned this, I want to say from Gift Basket Appeal, but I'm not sure if she showed me first or I watched another lady, and she had like an accent, so I can't remember what channel. So horrible, because it was just on autoplay. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to come up here and do the exact same thing. Now we really don't care if this goes off of the area where our project is, because we're going to apply a coat on top as well, so that would be fine if it does. But I just want to try to keep everything in as closely as possible on this piece, okay? And so as you apply it, you just smooth it out. And some tissue or napkins that you use can be very sensitive to us applying pressure, so that's why this is here. It helps with those little bubbles that you get, and you know, when you use your finger, you tend to want to smooth it out as best as possible, and that could ruin your project as well. Okay, so now I'm just applying more glue, and you don't need a lot for this small amount of tissue unless you're heavy-handed. I like large portions of certain things like ice cream, nacho cheese sauce, but not in this instant with the Mod Podge, okay? And the reason why I want to do two-piece canvas is because I'm going to give this to my aunt. She, like, I don't decorate the house, but she tends to kind of go all out when it comes to that kind of stuff. So we're going to be gifting this to her. And when I last saw her, and I'm just starting back at the bottom again, you can do this however you feel comfortable. And you want to keep I like to keep the same strokes, and I'll tell you why that is, because I tend to be a frantic stroke person, like, but when it comes to this, I want to have the same strokes because you can see the Mod Podge afterwards, and I don't really I want it to be, if you're going to see it, then let's just have it really neat and have it like one way, okay, one stroke way. But you can apply this however you like. Like I said, this is your project. I'm just going over how I do it. It's no wrong, well, it's probably a wrong way to do it, but I don't feel like it's a right or wrong way when you're doing it however you want to, as long as you get the results you're looking for. I remember in school, see, I just want to stroke down on this side, but no. In school, we made glue. You can probably use glue. We made glue out of flour, right? You know, I was thinking, back in the day, those teachers were very, very resourceful. They made a lot less than the teachers do now. Not saying the teachers make a lot of money now, because they don't. But they were very resourceful. You know, they made a lot of stuff. But I went to a magnet school, if you know what that is. And when I was in school, we had music, and I played not very well, but I played the clarinet and flute. Oh my goodness. And then we went on, was it spring break? Spring break or winter break? And we came back and all the instruments were gone, and they had taken music out of school. And when you live in an inner city, you need something more than just reading and writing arithmetic, right? So, fast forward forever, however long it took them to realize that schools needed music in it. And I was like, yeah, they're trying to fight this. I just ripped it. No, Brandy, why'd you do that? That's okay. We can repair it. We have glue, you know, no big deal. I was trying to pull this up to put this little tail on there, and I ripped it. That's okay though. No worries. None at all. Just going to go ahead and apply that down. I just want to make sure it's very well sealed versus not being sealed. So, because even though we're going to seal it again with the real sealant, I think that if you don't apply it properly, it still rolls up on you. And we're going to fix that. We can hide it. Okay, so now I'm just going to take this and very quickly slide this across and over. You want to try not to have any air bubbles whatsoever. Now, if you do get bubbles and you like bubbles, that's fine. I try not to get any air bubbles in it, because it's going to mess up our sealing. Please be gentle with your projects. Don't beat them up like I just did. I tore right here, if you can see. I'll bring the project up closer once we finish this. Now, I have never been able to create a project with paper towels that was complete error-free. All the things that I've been doing have had errors. So, you know, practice makes better, but I'm content with it. I'm not upset that I tore it at all. You know, this is a larger piece of napkin. Most people cut out little pieces and go from there. So now what I'm doing is I'm just applying a layer on top of it, and I'm starting from the side that we just finished first. You probably should start on the one that is drying. And I do not take mine and run the glue gun. I always call it glue gun. The heating tool over it. Just let it air dry. But however you need to do it, you can let it do whatever you want. If you read the instructions on the Modge Podge container, that will help as well. And it tells you for different projects. And a good way to test and see if it's dry is, you know, the old, put your finger on there. If you're going to do that, put your finger in an inconspicuous spot. Don't put it in a spot that is very noticeable. Alright. You don't want that. I really like how I fussy cut that out. I'm proud of myself on that little note. I'm not a huge fussy cutter when it comes to that. And so the reason why I wanted two pieces is because it's going to look good. She can cut this. It's kind of like, I kind of picture this tile. even though it's canvas, she can cut it. Well, I'm going to cut it when I give it to her. Before I give it to her, I'm going to cut it. And she can put it in 2 different spots. I love pictures like that. Like one side tells one story and then you see the other and it tells another story. Even if they don't match, like they're not designed to do that, I like those a lot. I know. You're like, what? She's weird. It's okay though. If you're a crafter, I'm quite sure you have a quirk as well. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Like I know a lot of crafters that do not like their fingers to get messy. Not sure if that's a quirk though. What's your quirk? Comment down below and tell me what your quirk is. Alright. So here we are. This is how our project will look at the end. It's going to be dry. We have 2 little tears, but that's okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to let this dry. And once it dries, I am going to seal it with what am I going to seal it with? I can't remember. I'm going to seal it with the other Mod Podge. And I'm just going to cut these off. You all don't need to see me do that. I'm just going to place them throughout there. And I wish I could find my flower punch because I would flower punch it instead of this. If you want to go further from here, you can add different things to it. You can do a lot more, but this is where we're going to stop at for the video because I don't want to go over 30 minutes and I'm very close to that and it takes a while to upload. I hope y'all have a very awesome and safe weekend. I hope whatever you plan on doing, you do it wisely and think it through first. Thank you all for watching. Until tomorrow, happy crafting.